So namaste. So myself Anil here, and I will be taking your agriculture optional here. So here, so before going to the subject matter in the agriculture optional, so in the agriculture there are the two papers we have. So one is the paper one. The paper one, so totally we are having the 250 marks we have. 250 marks and 3 word durations we have. So basically in the paper one, right? So we are having the syllabus of the one is ecology and environment. Ecology and environment. Another is agroforestry. Another is agroforestry. Another is weed management. Another is weed management. Then we are having the syllabus we called as dryland agriculture. The dryland agriculture. Dryland agriculture. Then we are having the syllabus of the irrigation. Irrigation. Then we are having the syllabus we called as agriculture economics. Within the agriculture economics, we are having the two subjects. One is the farm management. One is the farm management. Another is the agriculture marketing. Agriculture marketing. Then apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as agriculture extension. Agriculture extension. Another is the soil science and technology. The soil science and technology. Then we are having the syllabus we called as emerging concepts in agriculture. Emerging concepts in the agriculture. This means whatever the issues we have in the newspaper, whatever the issues we have in the newspaper, so we used to get question from the emerging concepts in the agriculture, right? So apart from that, we are having the package of the practices for the major agronomic crops, for the major agronomic crops here, right? So this means, so in the UPSC, these are the basic subjects come in the paper one, right? So one is the ecology and environment. So in the ecology and environment, we are having the both the static as well as advancements or dynamic part of the syllabus we have one. Apart from that, we are having the syllabus we call as agroforestry. Another is the weed management, right? See, for the study purpose, right, we are studying the agronomy. We are studying the agronomy into the 5 subjects. One is the weed management. So weed management is the one of the subject that comes under the agronomy. Another is the dryland agriculture. The dryland agriculture. Another is the irrigation. Another is the irrigation, right? Then we are having the syllabus we call as the package of the practices for the major agronomic crops here, right? For the study purpose, we have divided the agronomy into the one is the weed management, dryland agriculture. Another is irrigation. Another is the package of the practices for the major crops here, right? So apart from the dryland agriculture, we are having the syllabus we called as irrigation. Then we are having the agriculture economics. Within the agriculture economics, we are having the 2 subjects. One is the farm management, another is the agriculture marketing. Then another is the agriculture extension, another is the soil science and technology, another is the emerging concepts in the agriculture. In the emerging concepts in the agriculture, the minimum 2 questions always will be there from the current affairs. From the current affairs, another is the package of the practices. Package of the practices for the major agronomic crops. For the major agronomic crops here. See, these are the nature of the anatomy we have in the paper 1 of the agriculture optional. So totally we are having the 250 marks for the 3 hour duration. So within the 3 hours, we need to attempt the 19 questions in the 3 hours. This means here, so before going to the subject matter, see, in the previous year, these are some of the toppers we have. For example, Shivangi Srivastava, she got All India rank 88 in the previous year. Another is Mani Arora, she got highest ever scorer in the agriculture optional by 321 in both paper 1 and the paper 2 year, right? So here, see, so before going to the subject matter, we are having some basic statistics here. In 2024, right? In 2024, right? There are approximately the 5.68 lakh people. Approximately the 5.68 lakh people have appeared in the preliminary examinations. Mean in the prelims, we are having the selection ratio. For every 15 students, we are taking the 1 student from the prelims into mains here. For every 15, we are selecting the 1 student from the prelims into mains. There is a selection ratio we have. Again, in the case of the mains, every 10 students, we are taking the 1 student from the mains into interview. Again, in the interview, we are having the selection ratio we called as 1:2.5. That's mean for every the 5 students, we are selecting the 2 students in the final selection ratio. That's mean, so these are the some selection ratio we have in the case of the UPSC. These are the some basic statistics we have, right? Then apart from that, As per the UPSC annual report, as per the UPSC annual report in 2023, right? So agriculture, right? So we are having some statistics we called as there are approximately 220 students are appeared in the last means examination with agriculture optional. Out of the 220, there are the 41 students who are finally recommended. That's mean in the previous year, we got the success rate about 18.6%. This means, see, since from the 2017, there where agriculture is one of the top scorer with respect to the success rate, right? Previously, it was 23.8% with respect to the success rate, but in the range of 18 to 24, we are having the success rate in the agriculture option. That is the one of the highest ever success rate we have, followed by the medical science, animal husbandry, economics optional, another is the psychology, right? Then in the case of the agriculture optional, right, so we are having the two paper we said, one is the paper 1, another is the paper 2. Within the paper 1, right, there are the two sections will be there, section A and section B. That means we are having totally 5 questions will be there. Total the 5 questions will be there. So we are having totally 8 questions. Out of the 8 questions, we need to attempt the 5 questions. That means question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. Question number 1 and 5 are compulsory, right? Question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. Here we are having the 10 marks questions. We are having the 10 marks questions here, right? And remaining 3 questions you can choose either from the section A or section B. So that means out of the 8 questions, we need to attempt the 5 questions, right? Out of the 5, question number 1 and 5 are the compulsory, and remaining 3 questions you can choose 2 questions in the section A and 1 question from the section B, or else you can choose the 2 questions from the section A and 1 question from the section A. This means overall, out of the 8 questions, we need to attempt the 5 questions. Out of the 5 questions, again we are having the question number 1 and 5 are compulsory, and remaining 3 questions you can choose either from the section A or section B. But overall, in the 3 hours, we need to attempt the 19 questions. You have to remember, right? Overall, in the 3 hours, we need to attempt the 19 questions. So according to that, you need to download the kind of the creative answer writing presentations here, right? That is the one we have. Then apart from that, we are having the see the previous year, these are the some toppers we have from the agriculture optional, right? See, whenever if you want to achieve something in the UPSC, something required hard work, consistency and patience in your preparation, then only something we can able to make the significant result in the UPSC preparations here. Because reading is the one habit, and expressing the same thing in the white paper is another character. They require a lot of practice. So when there is a continuous practice over the period, there is a mature presentation in the answer writing can be possible. Because as much as possible, we need to present the content. We need to present the content in the dynamic manner, by giving the example, by giving the flow chart, by giving the case studies, by giving the some kind of the advantages, limitation, and proper conclusion. With the help of this alignment, surely we can able to go for the maximum marks in the agriculture optionals here, right? So in the UPSC, right, we said in the paper 1 we are having the syllabus we called as one is the ecology. So in the UPSC syllabus, these are the basic syllabus here, right? From the UPSC, one is the ecology and its relevance to the man. Another is the natural resources and their sustainable management and conservation practices. One is the physical and social environment as a factor of the crop distribution and production. See, these are the some syllabus here, like another is environmental pollution, climate change, and important tools like remote sensing and geographical information system. This means, see, so whatever the syllabus we have, these are the topics are going to be discussed in the classroom. One is we called as the biodiversity and its importance and factors responsible for the decline of the flora and fauna species. That means, see, so biodiversity means it is a kind of the totality of the genes. It is a kind of the totality of the genes, species and ecosystem in the given area can be called as biodiversity. That means right, see, so we said that biodiversity it is a more of the totality into the another region, may vary from the one region into the another region because of the latitude and altitude factors here. That's mean whenever if you travel from the equator to the polar area, from the equator to the polar area, then we are having the word we called as the density of the population. The density of the population is going to decreases whenever if you travel from the equator to the polar area. One. Another is that population of the fewer species. Population of the fewer species. The fewer species is going to increase. Fewer matlab, for example, we are having polar bear. The polar bear is very common in the polar regions, right? Apart from that, whenever if you travel from the equator to the polar area, the kind of the temperature is going to decreases, and also the kind of the received rainfall is going to decreases here. That's mean, so these are the this means the presence of the flora and fauna may vary from the one region into the another region because of due to the latitude and altitude the factors here, right? So because of this reason there is a variation in the flora and fauna can be possible from the one region into the another regions here, right? But presently, so there is a loss of the biodiversity. There is a loss of the biodiversity is happening in the ecosystem because of due to the many factors. According to that, there are some conservation strategies we have developed. Some kind of the conservation strategies we have developed. This means, so in the conservation strategies, the conservation of the biodiversity, right? So in order to conserve the biodiversity, at presently we are having the two kind of the strategy. One is the in situ strategy, another is the ex situ strategy. One is the in situ method, another is the ex situ method. With the help of this in situ and ex situ method, there is conservation of the flora and fauna is going to take place. In situ means within the available habitat, within the available natural habitat, conservation of the flora and fauna is going to take place. But in the case of the ex situ, away from the natural habitat, conservation of the flora and fauna is going to take place here. This means within the in situ, we are having the methods we called as one is the national parks, another is the wildlife sanctuaries, another is the tiger reserves, another is the community reserves, another is the conservation reserves, then scared groves, then we are having the marine parks and bird sanctuaries, another is the wetlands, right? So within the available natural habitat, conservation of the flora and fauna is going to take place in the case of the in situ method. So that is the one strategy we have to conserve the flora and fauna in the given region. Another one, in the case of the ex situ, we said ex situ methods away from the natural habitat, conservation of the flora and fauna is going to take place. Within the ex situ, we said we are having the methods we called as one is the cryopreservation, right? So cryopreservation matlab we said right, storing the biological tissue, right, under the minus 196 degrees centigrade of the liquid nitrogen, right? A minus, right, at the very low temperature, storing of the biological tissue is going to take place in the case of the cryopreservation. In that case, the viability of the tissue can be maintained for the longer period. That is the one significance we have. Then, apart from the cryopreservation, you are having the botanical garden. You are having the botanical garden, then herbariums, then zoos, then we are having the aquarium, gene bank, seed bank, then pollen bank, right? So these are the various methods we have in the case of the conservation of the flora and fauna in the case of the in situ and ex situ method, right? So we said the biodiversity, it means it is a kind of the totality of the genes, species and ecosystem in the given region, and presently the presence of the flora may vary from the one region into the another region because of due to the latitude and altitude factor. At presently, this kind of the flora and fauna are subjected to the various factors. At presently, there is a loss of the biodiversity is happening, right? So according to that, we are having the some kind of the conservation strategy we call it. Some are the in situ, some are the ex situ method, right? So in order to conserve the such kind of the flora and fauna, again from the government side, right? From the government side, some of the initiatives we have. Some of the initiatives we have. One is that we said Wildlife Protection Act, the Wildlife Protection Act. The Protection Act 1978, 1972. Another is the Environmental Protection Act, 1986. Then we are having the Forest Conservation Act, the Forest Conservation Act 1988. Another is the Biological Diversity Act. The Diversity Act, the 2002. Another we are having the Article 48A. This is the only written article we have in the written constitution to protect the flora and fauna here. Then we are having the DPSP principle, right? Directive principle of the state policies. According to the problem, every state government is collectively responsible for making the policy for protecting the flora and fauna. Another is the fundamental duties. Then we are having the National Green Tribunal. See, these are some kind of the constitutional provisions we have to protect the flora and fauna species here. See, so these are some syllabus we have in the ecology. This means, right? So we are having one is so these are the basic syllabus we have from the UPSC. For example, we said advanced tools for the ecosystem analysis. There we are having the role of the remote sensing in the ecosystem analysis. Remote sensing means it is a kind of the object. Therefore, the object is a acquisition of the information of the some object can be possible without the means of the any physical contact. Acquiring the information of the some object can be possible. According to the such information, some applications we have in the agriculture. One. Another is that role of the geographic information system, right? Then we are having the greenhouse effect. Another is the global warming. Global warming means because at presently there is the emission of the gases from the different sources. Because of the increased emission of the gases, the warming temperature is happening at the global level. Global matlab both at the land as well as at the ocean level. The warming temperature is happening because of the pollution factors here. Then, so apart from that, we are having a syllabus we called as climate change, right? So climate change matlab whenever there is significant changes, the significant changes in the climatic elements, we called as rainfall. Whenever there is a significant and important changes in the rain, right? The main objective of the Paris Agreement is to withhold the increasing temperature, well below the 2 degree centigrade, and to bring down the increasing temperature to the 1.5 degree centigrade by the end of 2030. By the end of 2030, we need to bring down the increasing temperature from the 2 to 1.5 degree centigrade. That is the major objective, right? So it can be minimizable with the help of the climate resilient practices. With the help of the climate resilient practices, we can able to bring down the increasing temperature from the 2 to 1.5 degree centigrade. That is the major objective we have in the case of the CFP 21 of the Paris Agreement. So, with the help of this Paris Agreement, there is a mitigation of the climate change and the agriculture can be possible. Then, apart from that, we are having the syllabus we call as environmental pollution. So, pollution matlab, there are the different type of the pollutions. Even in the IFoS in 2024, they asked the question about the different type of the pollutions we have, like soil pollution, air pollution, water pollution, thermal pollution, nuclear pollution and noise pollution, right? In every pollution, there are the different causes, there are the different impact of the pollution, and according to the impact, we are having some kind of initiative to minimize the pollutions in the given region. Okay. Then, apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as agroecology. So, in the agroecology mean it is a study of the ecological principle, study of the ecological principle in the given agro-ecosystem, study of all the ecological principle and process in the given agro-ecosystem is collectively called as agroecology. So, the principle of agroecology may vary from the one region into the another region, because every region is having some kind of the social values, some kind of the economic values will be there. According to the social and economic values, different type of the cropping pattern system in the given region can be possible. That is the meaning we have in the case of the agroecology. Another one, we are having the physical and social the factors which are responsible for the distribution of the crop in India. So, factors matlab, some are the climatic factors, some are the soil factors, some are the technological factors, some are the social factors, some are the human factors. All these factors collectively responsible for the variation of the crop distribution from the one region into the another region. Then, another we are having the syllabus we called as natural resources. Whatever the natural resources matlab, some are the exhaustible, some are the inexhaustible, right? They are the two categorizations we have. According to that, we are going to adopt the sustainable management practices. We are going to adopt the sustainable management approaches to carry the capacity of the present resources, for the future generations, right? So, they are the two things we have in these cases. Another is the what do you mean by ecology and its relevance to the man, because see, biodiversity is one of the aspect of the ecology, So, in the ecology, there is the interaction of the both biotic and abiotic factors can be possible. Within that, we are having the flora and fauna, right? So, biodiversity is one of the unit of the ecology. See, so in the ecology, we are having the both, some are the static syllabus, some are the dynamic syllabus. The minimum 2 to 3 questions always can be possible from the ecology. That is the UPSC syllabus speaks in the case of the ecology. And according to that, these are the topics will be taken in the classes, right? Conservation, impacts of the climate change, pollution, agroecology and its economic principle, role of the Paris Agreement, that means COP 21 in the mitigation of the climate change, and the latest COP is till today, the natural resource management, right? So, in this case, we are applying the sustainable management practices in managing the capacity of the natural resource for the future generation. Another word we called as climate smart agriculture and climate resilient agriculture, because presently we are witnessing the changing monsoon. According to the changing monsoon and other climatic events, we require some kind of the resilient practices, right? That is the reason we have started the NICARA organization in Hyderabad. NICARA matlab National Initiative Climate Resilient Agriculture. National Initiative on the Climate Resilient Agriculture is present in the Hyderabad. So, this center they majorly focus on the developing the resilient technologies according to the changes in the climatic events. Then we are having the syllabus we called as agro-biodiversity and some kind of the programs to protect and maintain the biodiversity. See, apart from that, and these are the other subjects are taken in the classroom. One is the role of the remote sensing, then role of the geography information system in agriculture, then agriculture inputs and soil pollution. Agriculture inputs matlab we are having some of the fertilizers, some of the pesticides, some of the weedicides, some of the compost, right? With the help of this application of the input, there is a contamination of the soil particles can be possible. So, here we can expect the minimum 10 marks question. We can expect the minimum 10 marks questions we can expect here. Then we are having the role of the afforestation in the mitigation of the climate change in the sense of the what we call as carbon sequestration, right? So, hope you remember this one. Carbon sequestration matlab within that there are the different type of the sequestration method can be possible. Some are the terrestrial sequestration, some are the oceanic. That's mean there are the 3 methods here. One is the terrestrial carbon sequestration method, some are the oceanic carbon sequestration. Another is the geologic method. The geologic method of the carbon sequestration. The terrestrial matlab afforestation. Whenever if you do the plantation of the trees over the period, the tree species is going to absorb the available CO2, is going to absorb the available CO2 from the atmosphere. So with the help of this process, we can able to minimize the CO2 level in the atmosphere. Through that, mitigation of the climate change can be possible. Another is the watching species, another is the geologic method. So with the help of this method, there is a CO2 level in the atmosphere can be minimizable. Then we are having the what we call as El Nino and its mechanism. This means El Nino, so every 5 to 7 years, so El Nino year impact on the Indian agriculture can be possible. Whenever we are having El Nino in the India, we can witness the drought condition. We can witness the drought condition. So when there is a drought condition, then we are having the low rainfall in the given region. When there is a low rainfall in the given region, low productivity can be possible. Low productivity can be possible. When there is a low productivity, low income can be possible. Low income can be possible. When there is a low income, then poverty in the family can be possible. Poverty in the family can be possible. Again, low investment in the agriculture in the future crop. The low investment in agriculture can be possible. So that kind of the cyclic condition in the rural area can be possible. That condition is collectively called as the vicious cycle of the poverty. The vicious cycle of the poverty we say in the rural area. So these are the even the El Nino mechanism also can lead to the vicious cycle of the poverty in the rural area can be possible with the help of this circumstances here, right? Then we are having the syllabus we called as the ozone layer depletion, right? Because at presently, right, all the ozone depleting substances are causing the thinning of the ozone layer. So according to when there is a thinning of the ozone layer, all the harmful radiation are reaching to the earth's surface here. Then we said presently from the different sources there is emission of the gases is happening into the lower layer of the atmosphere. Because of this reason, there is a warming temperature is witnessing at the both at the land as well as at the ocean level. Both at the land as well as at the ocean level, there is a warming temperature, increasing warming temperatures are witnessing. According to that, we are having some kind of impact on the Indian agriculture. Then we are having the greenhouse gases and its impact. Then environmental impact assessment, right, and its process. Impact assessment matlab whenever if you want to develop any project, before approving the any project, so prior analysis and economic feasibility will be estimated in the given project from the perspective of the environment and economic and social perspectives. Then we are having the some kind of the environmental laws in the India. Then we are having the Puza decomposer technology in the pollution control. Puza decomposer technology means it is one of the fungi strain. It is one of the fungi strain. With the help of the fungi strain, degradation of the crop residue can be possible. Then we are having the low role of the microbes in the crop residue management. Microbes matlab we are having the word we called as phytoremediation in the agriculture. We are having the word we called as phytoremediation in the agriculture. So with the help of the phytoremediation, right, degradation of the crop residue can be possible. Another is a crop response to the changing climatic parameters such as temperature, increasing CO2 and other changes in the global atmosphere. Then air quality index, ecosystem and its structure, type and function. See, these are the major topics will be taken from the perspective of the ecology and environment. In these cases, we are having both static and dynamic part here. But in the UPSC, we have only basic syllabus. See, this is the first unit we have in the agriculture optional paper quantities, right? Then apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as agronomy. Within the agronomy, we said for the study purpose, right? For the study purpose, we are studying the agronomy into the one is the dryland agriculture, another is the weed management, another is the irrigation, another is the package of the practices for the major agronomic crops here, right? So within the dryland agriculture, these are the topics will be taken in the classes here. So we said one is the dryland agriculture means whenever the area is having the received rainfall less than 750 mm. Then that region is called as dry farming regions we say. Based on the received rainfall, we are having the three type of the farming can be possible. One is the dry farming, another is the dryland farming, another is the rainfed agriculture. Another is the rainfed agriculture. Based on the received rainfall, again I am saying there are the three type of the rainfalls. I mean farming we have. One is the dry farming, another is the dryland farming, another is the rainfed agriculture here, right? So we are having analysis of the major dryland and rainfed agriculture in India about the nature, scope and differences here. Then apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as in situ the soil and moisture conservation practices here, right? Because so in order to conserve the soil and moisture, especially in the dryland agriculture, there are the different kind of the practices are used to conserve the soil and moisture. For example, so to conserve the soil and moisture, to conserve the soil and moisture, the moisture in the dryland agriculture, there are the different techniques. One is the agronomic practices, one is the agronomic practices are collectively used in the dryland area. Another is the engineering methods. Another is the engineering methods. So in the agronomic methods, basically we are having one is the summer plowing, another is the mulching practices, then minimum tillage, then we are having the what we say that strip cropping, then agroforestry layout system, the layout system, then you are having the crop rotation, then intercropping, then application of the compost can help in minimizing the erosion of the soil particles. And from the engineering methods, we are having contour bunds, graded bunds, terracing method. So terracing means some of the inward terracing, some of the outward terracing can be possible. Contour bunds, graded bunds, terracing. Then we are having the forum bunds, then crescent bunds, circular bases, then check jams. See, these are some of the techniques and practices we have for conserving the soil and moisture in the dryland regions here, right? So in these cases, surely we can expect minimum 10 marks question about the important practices for conserving the soil and moisture in the dryland agriculture cities. Okay. Then we are having the another syllabus we called as non-monetary inputs and low-cost inputs in the agriculture. Non-monetary means without paying money. Naturally, we are getting some kind of input. That input is having the economic significance in the agriculture. Non-monetary inputs means we are having example. Non-monetary inputs, it includes one is the temperature, rainfall, soil, sunlight, microorganism, forest, water, CO2, right? And another is the solar radiation. See, so these are some kind of the non-monetary inputs we have. So without paying money, naturally we are getting some kind of the resources. That resources are having the economic significance in the case of the plant growth and development here. Another word, we are having the syllabus we call as the low-cost inputs. Low-cost inputs means with the minimal cost. With the minimal cost, we are getting the inputs in the agriculture. With the minimal cost means one is the we are having biofertilizers. Because the cost of the biofertilizer culture like azolla, azospirillum, rhizobium culture, they cost very less, like 100 rupees, 200 rupees per 100 gram of the culture in general it is, right? So biofertilizers. Another is the biocides, panchagavya, and green manure, and compost even. Compost and vermicompost are the low cost inputs facing. See, one question surely we can expect, right, about the non-monetary and low cost inputs in the agriculture. Then you have to explain the role of the any two methods in the each category. Like that we are having one possible question in the given topic it is. Then apart from that we are having the syllabus we called as watershed management. So in the given watershed, right, so all the agronomic and engineering methods are adapted to conserve the soil and moisture in the given landscape region it is. Then we are having the soil erosion. Within the soil erosion again we are having the one is the water erosion, another is the wind erosion. So within the wind erosion again we are having the saltation, suspension and the soil creep can be possible. And in the case of the water erosion we are having the sheet erosion, splash erosion and gully erosion can be possible. Then according to that we will be discussing all the kind of the control methods to minimize the erosion. Erosion matlab sedimentation of the soil particle, sedimentation of the soil particle from the one region into the another region it is. Then we are having the cropping pattern and cropping system. See, the cropping system, it represents the cropping pattern of the region. Cropping system, it represents the cropping pattern of the region. Cropping system matlab it can be monocropping, or double cropping, or triple cropping, or crop rotation, or multiple cropping, or relay cropping, whatever it is, right? So that cropping system may represent the cropping pattern of the given region. Then we are having the syllabus we called as bio drainage system and its limitations. So bio drainage matlab in order to minimize the erosion, right? So for example in the rural area most of the time we used to plant the eucalyptus across the irrigation channel, to minimize the water logging condition, but whenever if you cultivate the eucalyptus over the period, because eucalyptus is having the deep root system, so with the help of the eucalyptus cultivation over the period there is a depletion of the groundwater can be possible. Then we are having the allied cropping, lay cropping, intercropping, crop rotation, right, rotating the one crop with the another family crop. Then rainwater harvesting, different type of the bunds. Mulching matlab we are having different mulching like crop residue mulching, straw mulching, stone mulching, vertical mulching, trench mulching can be possible. Then strip cropping, another is the tillage matlab physical manipulation of the soil particle. Within the physical manipulation again we are having the two type of the tillage. One is the primary tillage, another is the secondary tillage. So primary tillage matlab we have seen in the rural area some kind of wooden flow, iron flow are used to make the manipulation of the soil. Once after making the primary tillage, secondary tillage equipment like leveler, with the help of the leveler we used to level the agricultural land. Then after that development of the seed bed is going to take place. Even earthing up also is one of the type of the tillage after the cultivation. After cultivation we are having the earthing up. We are having the what we call as earthing up. Especially in the case of the vegetables, earthing up practices is very common. So after cultivation method, it is after cultivation method. One is the primary tillage, secondary tillage, then seed bed making, another is the after cultivation practices we have earthing up it is. Okay. Then we are having the summer tillage. So taking the tillage activity in the off season. In the off season we called it summer. Then land use classification. Land use classification matlab we are having based on the fertility. We are dividing the land into the class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5. Like that there are the different categorization of the land can be possible. Then we are having the word we called as agriculture regions. Within the agriculture regions we are having the syllabus we called as agroclimatic zones. Right. So agroclimatic zones this means according to the Ministry of Agriculture, right, there are the 15 agroclimatic zones here. There are the 15 agroclimatic zones we have across the country from the Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So they classify the agroclimatic zone based on the some criteria. Based on the some criteria, matlab one we are having the cropping pattern and cropping system. Another is the rainfall received in the given region. Another is the temperature of the region. Another is the soil type. Another is the humidity. Then we are having other factors like marketing, activities. Marketing activity. See, based on this criteria, the Ministry of Agriculture has classified the agroclimatic zone into 15 from the Kashmir to Kanyakumari, because every agroclimatic zone is having the some certain kind of homogeneity character can be possibilities. Then apart from that, we are having another word we call as agroecological zone. Agroecological matlab we are having till today 20 agroecological zones can be possible from the perspective of the ecologies. Okay. Then we are having the syllabus of the role of the ICRI sites in the Hyderabad and CRIDA organization again in the Hyderabad for developing the improved varieties for the dryland agriculture. Then climate resilient agriculture by the NICARA, drought management, package of the practices for the major crops. See, besides within the agronomy, dryland agriculture is one of the subject. Is one of the subject we have in this cases here. Then apart from that, here we are having some syllabus like technology for stabilizing the agriculture productions in the rainfed area. Technology matlab, for example, mulching practices. Then we are having the what we say. So technological practices matlab, one is the mulching we can say. Another is the conservation tillage. Another is the zero tillage. Then we are having the precision farming. Then you are having the micro irrigation. Like that, there are the different techniques used to stabilize the productions in the case of the dryland agriculture. See, these are the basic topics will be taken in the classes for the dryland agriculture. Then apart from that, we are having the some example like POIQ analysis in the paper 1. So for example, in the previous field aspect, right, technologies, right, and policies. There are the two things we have, technologies and policies for the sustained production in the case of the rainfed agriculture. So you need to explain in these cases both the things. One is the technological practices. One is the technological practices that can lead to the sustained production in the case of the rainfed agriculture. Another is that you need to bring the government policies. Government policies, especially to promote the production in the dryland agriculture. We are having some kind of the watershed management program. The watershed, the management programs. Watershed, the management programs. Such as we are having, hope you remember this one, IRDP, IAAP, DPAP, DPAP, HADP, and others, right? So like that, integrated rural development program, integrated area agriculture program, drought prone area program, hilly area developmental program. Like that, there are the different kind of the watershed management programs for stabilizing the productions in the dryland agriculture. Then apart from that, we are having the Pradhana Mantri Krishi Sinchaya Yojana, then PM Kisan scheme, the PM Kisan scheme. Like that, there are the different policies are collectively responsible for boosting the productions in the rainfed agriculture in the longer term. Another one, they asked what do you understand by the soil and water conservation? And describe the situation under which they are considered to be essential, right? Then suggest the suitable soil and water conservation practices under the field conditions. So conservation practices, we said both agronomic and engineering method. With the help of this, both the method, conservation of the soil and moisture in the rainfed area can be possibilities. Okay. Then apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as the weed management. So here we are having we will be discussing the weeds and their characteristics. Another is the dissemination of the weed species from the one region into the another region, and their association with the various crops in the terms of the crop weed competition. Another one we are having the integrated weed management. There we are using the cultural method, biological and chemical control methods are used to keep the population of the weed well below the economic threshold level, right? So because all the weeds can be called as the pest here, right? That is the reason we are using the word we called as economic threshold level and economic injury level. In these cases, we are keeping the population of the weed well below the economic threshold level with the help of the above practices here. So in the classes, we will be discussing about the classification of the weeds, integrated weed management. Then we are having the herbicide chemical. So herbicide chemical means there is weed killers with the help of this chemical, right, eradication of the unwanted plants. Eradication of the unwanted plants can be possible. Then we are having the herbicide residue management, allelopathic effect. Allelopathic effect matlab, so naturally some plant they release a chemical in the soil, that chemical is having the detrimental effect, on the another living tissues. Then we are having the innovations in the biological weed management, then management of the perennial and parasitic weeds, herbicide use efficiency, crop weed computation between the two things, weed index related questions will be there, irrigation, management of the Parthenium. Parthenium also is one of the perennial weed species we have. Then effects of the weeds on the plant, then features of the weeds, then critical stages of the crop weed computation. Critical stages matlab there is a 1/3 critical period will be there in every crop. According to that some stages we have. Then asexual method of the weed propagation, and within the herbicide again we are having the one classification we called as narrow spectrum, another is the broad spectrum herbicide chemical can be possible, right. See, these are the basic syllabus we have in the case of the weed management. It is. Then apart from that we are having the syllabus we called as agroforestry. In the agroforestry we are having the important features and scope of the various type of the forestry, plantation, such as one is the social forestry, another is the agroforestry, another is the natural forestry. Social forestry matlab whenever if you do the plantation in the any type of the community land can be called as social forestry, and agroforestry is one of the component of the social forestry. Agroforestry is one of the component of the social forestry. The agroforestry along with the forest spaces, cultivation of the agricultural crop is going to take place. So agroforestry is one of the type of the social forestry. Then so within the forestry again we are having the propagation. Propagation matlab we are having the two type of the propagations can be possible. One is the sexual method, another is the asexual method. So in the asexual method there are the different methods like grafting technique, cutting technique, budding technique, another is the layering technique. With the help of these things there is the propagation of the clonal plant can be possible from the mother stock, from the mother plant can be possible. Then we are having the forest products. Forest products matlab some are the major products, some are the minor forest produce can be possible. Within the major and minor again there is a word we called as validation, right. Validation is going to take place in the case of the major and minor forest produce. So when there is a validation we are converting the raw produce, into the semi-finished, or finished form. Finished form. So when there is a valuation in the given good, then more price to the farmers can be possible in the market. That is the reason we require the valuation in the case of the agroforestry products, right. Another is that conservation of the forest flora and fauna, right. So we said conservation matlab we are having one is the in situ method, another is the ex situ method. With the help of the both the technique, conservation of the plants and animal species can be possibilities. Okay, this is the basic syllabus we have in the agroforestry. Then apart from that we are having the syllabus we called as soil science and technology here, right. So here we will be discussing the soil properties. One is the physical properties of the soil, chemical properties, and another is the biological properties of the soil. So in the case of the physical properties, we are having basically one is the soil texture, soil structure, another is the water holding capacity, another is the bulk density, another is the particle density, another is the porosity we say, right. Then so soil density. See, these are the basic the physical properties we have in the given soil. Another is the chemical properties. Chemical matlab pH of the soil and nutrient status of the given soil can be called as chemical properties. Another is the biological properties. Biological properties matlab we are having the soil microorganisms. Soil microorganism can be one of the property in the case of the soil it is. So even in 2024 IFoS paper they asked two questions from the soil properties here, right. So there are the three dimensions here, some are the physical, some are the chemical, some are the biological properties of the soil can be possible. And another one we are having the process and factors of the soil formation, right? So there are the different process, there are the different theory way for the formation of the soil particles can be possible. For example, in the agriculture we say we are having the Dakuchev, we are having the person we called as Dakuchev. So according to the Dakuchev, we said that soil is the function of the climate. Soil is a function of the climate, organism, rainfall, human, and other activities. And other activities are collectively responsible for the formation of the soil solum can be possible according to the Dakuchev. So they are the different theory way in the formation of the soil particles. So some are the basic process, some are the fundamental process, some are the pedogenic process. They are the different process in the case of the formation of the soil particle. It is. You have to remember that one. Okay. Then we are having the syllabus we called as soils of India, right? So when we travel from the one region into the another region, so especially in India, right? Especially in the India, there are the different type of the soil can be possible. Some are the what we say lateritic soil across the Western Ghats as well as in the northeastern region. Lateritic soil can be possible. Some are the red soil, some are the black soil, some are the desert soil, some are the mountain soil, some are the alluvial soil. Alluvial soil can be possible, right? So these are the general classifications in the distribution of the soil type from the one region into the another region. Then apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as the role of the soil organic matter. Role of the soil organic matter. The case of maintaining the soil productivity. Then we are having the essential plant nutrient and other beneficial elements in the soil and plant species. Okay, see, in the case of plant nutrient, we are having the word we call as essentiality of the plant nutrient was given by the criteria we called as Arnan and Stout criteria. So according to the Arnan and Stout criteria, there are the 4 criteria we have to define the how they are essential to the plant, because without that element the plants are unable to complete the growth cycle. That is the one criteria was suggested by the Arnan and Stout. Okay, so and here at presently we are having the 16 plus 1 element. 16 plus 1 element are absolutely essential. Matlab those elements are absolutely required for the plant growth and development. So latest one is the what we say it is a nickel. Right? Nickel is the latest element to be added in the case of the essential category. So presently essential we are having total 16 plus 1. Right? Apart from the essential, we are having the some are the beneficial. Beneficial matlab they support the plant growth and development but not essential. You have to remember. Okay. Then we are having the principle of the soil fertility. Soil fertility matlab it is the nutrient status of the soil, right? It is an inherited property. It is an inherited property from the one generation to the another generations here. Again, with the help of the various principal practices, maintenance of the soil fertility in the agriculture can be possible. Then we are having the soil testing. Soil testing matlab we are having the soil sampling technique. Soil sampling used to the zigzag manner. Collection of the soil sample is going to take place. Then after collecting the sample, we are having the quartering technique to divide the sample and mixing the soil sample together. And after the quartering, then minimization of the sample can be possible. Then such sample are taken into the laboratory. In the laboratory, then again there are the different techniques we have for the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and even for the organic carbon. There are the different methods we have, some protocols we have to estimate the nutrient content in the given soil that we call as soil testing. So in the soil testing, basically we are estimating the one is the nutrient composition, another is the pH, another is the bulk density, particle density, and other parameters will be estimated in the given soil. So according to that, so we got what we say soil health card, right? Then we are having the fertilizer recommendation according to the soil testing, right? Such recommendations are given to the farmer, what to apply, when to apply, and how much to apply. Based on this recommendation, we can able to minimize the cost and maximize the profit in the given properties. Okay. Then we are having the integrated nutrient management, right? So in the integrated nutrient management, at the same time we are blending the both organic and inorganic sources. We are blending both organic and inorganic sources to supply the nutrients, in the balanced manner for the growth and development. It is. Then we are having the biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are some are the nitrogen fixing, some are the phosphorus stabilizer and mobilizers, and some are the growth promoting substances. Like that, there are the different type of the biofertilizers. That biofertilizers are available in the solid or liquid or in the any other formation. So apart from that, we are having the losses of the nitrogen in the soil. Losses of the nitrogen matlab we are having the denitrification process, volatilization, right? By this means loss of the nitrogen in the soil can be possible. Another word, we are having the nitrogen use efficiency in the case of the submerged rice field, then nitrogen fixation in the soil. Then we are having the syllabus we call as efficient phosphorus and potassium use. Then we are having the syllabus we call as the problematic soil. So problematic soil matlab we are having the different classification based on the pH. We are having the different type of the problematic soils, like we are having one is the acidic soil based on the pH, another is alkaline soil, another is the saline soil, another is the sodic soil, So sometimes alkaline, saline and sodic soils are called as basic soil. We called as the basic soil. So based on the pH, there is a one problematic soil here. From the agronomic point, in such soil, cultivation of the crop is quite difficult. That is the reason those soils are called as the problematic soil. According to that, we are having some kind of the reclamation to make the neutral pH. Reclamation means application of the lime and gypsum in the acidic as well as in the basic soil, so that neutral pH can be adjusted in the given soil particle. Then we are having the soil factors are affecting the greenhouse gas emissions. Whenever if you do some kind of agronomic activity in the different crop, emission of the gases can be possible. For example, we are having the paddy cultivation. कभी आप paddy cultivate किया तो so CFC gas emission of the not CFC methane gas can be possible. Like even with the help of the organic matter application, right? There is a emission of the certain kind of the gas can be possible in the lower layer of the atmosphere. It is. Okay. See, these are the basic syllabus we have in the case of the soil science and technology. Then apart from that, we are having the syllabus we called as irrigation. In the irrigation, we are having the word we called as water use efficiency in relation to the crop production, right? So in the water use efficiency, we are finding for every unit of the water how much productive yield we are producing, right? Then we are having the criteria for scheduling the irrigation. Criteria matlab some are the climatological approach, some are the soil factors, some are the plant factors, right? Based on all these factors, right, scheduling the irrigation is going to take place. So one we are having in agriculture critical period. According to the critical period, scheduling the irrigation is absolutely required. Then if you are not having the irrigation at the critical stages, irrevocable losses in the yield can be possible, right? Then we are having the ways and the means for reducing the runoff losses of the irrigation water. There are the different kind of the practices are available to reduce the sedimentation in the given area. Then we are having the rainwater harvesting like farm ponds, group water harvesting structure. Then we are having the micro irrigation. Within the micro irrigations, we are having the two things. One is the drip irrigation, another is the sprinkler irrigation. Then we are having the drainage of the waterlogging site. So waterlogging condition matlab it is a flooded condition, right? So when the soil is having the flooded water for the much of the time, over the period there is anaerobic condition in the root zone can be possible. When there is anaerobic condition, there is a lack of the aeration to the root zone. In that case, there is a wilting and rotting of the plant can be possibilities. Then we are having the syllabus we called as quality of the irrigation water. So quality of the irrigation water can be judged based on the different criteria. One is the boron content, another is the sodium absorption ratio, another is the TSS value, another is the pH, another is EC. See, based on the EC, based on the sodium absorption ratio, based on the boron content, another is the TSS. Based on this criteria, judging the irrigation water can be possible. Okay. Then we are having the effect of the industrial effluents in the soil and water pollution it is. So industrial effluent matlab it is a solid waste, discharge of the solid waste from the industrial area into the agriculture field. In the agriculture field is called as effluent. When there is a such kind of the discharge of the effluent over the period, pollution in the agro ecosystem can be possible. Then we are having the irrigation projects in India. Irrigation projects matlab some are the major irrigation projects, some are the minor irrigation projects. So according to that, availability of the water can be possible for the farmers to cultivate the crop. When there is a more cultivation, food security of the nation can be achieved. Okay, see, these are the basic syllabus and these are the topics will be taken in the classes. Okay. Then another one, we are having the word we called as agriculture economics. In the agriculture economics, right? So there are two subjects here. One is the farm management, another is the agriculture marketing, right? So these two are having the syllabus here, and according to that, minimum 5 questions always will be there from the agriculture economics here, right? So in the agriculture economics, you are having the farm management and scope of the farm management and farm planning, optimum resource use and farm budgeting technique, economics of the different type of the farming system. Different type of the farming system matlab we are having the diversified farming, mixed farming, dryland farming, specialized farming, like that. Then we are having the marketing management. Apart from that, you are having the price fluctuation and their cost, then types and system of the farming, then agriculture price policies. Price policies matlab we are having one is the MSP, another is the buffer stock, another is the buffer stock, another is the crop insurance. See, so these are the syllabus beyond the UPSC, but in the classroom we are having this are the nature of the discussions will be there on the perspective of the farm management, right? One is the farm management, farm planning, farm budgeting, production decision. Production decision means what to apply, when to apply, how to apply, and how much to apply. And types of the farming mean we said the diversified farming, ranching farming, mixed farming, dryland farming can be possible. Depreciation, system of the farming, crop insurance, they were having the discussions on the puzzle Bima Yojana. Then natural resource factor, then factors of the production. Factors of the production matlab some are the fixed factors, some are the variable factors. Then we are having the 6 principles of the farm management. Principles matlab we are having one is the LCC, right? Least cost combination of the inputs. According to the combination of the input, there is a minimization of the cost and maximization of the profit can be possible in the case of the farm management. Like that, we are having the opportunity cost principle. Opportunity cost principle. According to the limited cost, the purchase of the equipment in the agriculture is going to take place. Then we are having the these are the syllabus of the case of the farm management. Then another one, we are having the agriculture marketing. In the agriculture marketing, we will be discussing classification of the agriculture market. Classification matlab some are the wholesale market, some are the retail market, some are the national, some are the state, some are the local market can be possible, and some are the cash market, some are the forward market. Again, there are the different criteria to define the meaning of the agriculture market. Another is the minimum support price. In the case of the minimum support price, presently, right, we are having the organization we call as Commission on the Agriculture Cost and Price. So they make the recommendation. They make the recommendation to the Union Cabinet. They make the recommendation to the Union Cabinet for fixation of the MSP. So the final approval is approved by the Union Cabinet for fixing the MSP. Presently, the government of India is giving the MSP for the 23 notified crops. Are giving MSP for the 23 notified crops. So it includes both. Some are the Kharif crops, some are the Rabi crops. So both Kharif and Rabi crops are having the eligibility in the case of the minimum support price. So in these cases, again, there are the different methods are available. One is the A2 method. A2 method matlab all the input costs, right, which are incurred in the cost of the production. Another is the A2 plus FL method. All the input cost plus economic value of the farm labor, because in India most of the family members used to spend in the farm area. That value also, economic value also is taken in the terms of farm labor. Another is the C2 method, C2 computed cost method, right. So it includes, right, all the cost of the A2 plus FL plus rental value, rent of the electricity, equipments, irrigation, all the rent are covered here. See, presently there are the different experts, they suggested the different methods for fixing the MSP. At presently, government of India is going with the A2 plus FL method. A2 plus FL method. At presently, based on this technique, we are giving the MSP for the notified crops here. But Swaminathan committee Swaminathan committee, they recommended the situ method, for doubling the farmer income. But presently, the government is opting with the A2 plus triple method. In the A2, we are covering all the input cost plus economic value of the farm labor, but not the rent of the electricity, irrigation. Those costs are not covered in the case of the MSP. But Swaminathan committee, they suggested to go for the C2 for the government, but they opted with the A2 plus triple method. Okay, that is the history we have in the case of the MSPR. Then we are having the buffer stock, right? Based on the two price scheme, we are having the selling price, another is the floor price. According to that, food management in the cost system can be possible. Then we are having the contract farming. So in the contract farming, there is a agreement, right? Agreement between the two parties to produce and supply the agricultural goods in the market can be possible. Then we are having the APMC, right? APMC is the one of the indirect type of the marketing. Indirect matlab, on the behalf of the farmers, the registered brokers in the APMC, they are going to sell the goods to the middlemen. On the behalf of the farmers, the registered commission agents are going to sell the goods to the middlemen in the case of the APMC market here. Then we are having the direct marketing in India. In the direct marketing, the farmer himself is selling the goods to the consumers. The farmer himself is selling the goods to the consumer without the involvement of the middleman. Right? Farmer himself is selling the goods to the various consumers. That structure can be called as direct marketing. Another is the indirect marketing. Like that, we are having the syllabus we called as cooperative marketing, the warehouses, the role of the market information and intelligence, role of the grading and standardization, then ENAM, producer surplus, commodity market, and FOR in the sugarcane. Like that, so these are the basic syllabus we have in the case of the farm management and agriculture marketing. So both are part of the agriculture economics. Okay. Then, so other subjects like AGMAR, supply chain management, e-commerce, agribusiness, then non-negotiable warehouse receipt in the warehouse, Gramin agriculture market scheme, price fluctuation and price volatility, and price discovery process. These are the other topics we have in the agriculture marketing. Then apart from that, we are having the agriculture extension. In the agriculture extension, we are having the significant importance of the agriculture extension in the rural development. Then methods for evaluation of the extension program. Extension program means some are we are having two stages in dividing the extension program. After the independence, another is the before the independence. Even the before the independence, we are having some extension programs we called as hope you remember this one, like Gurugram experiment. The Gurugram experiment, then Sevagrama project, Marthandam project, the Marthandam project. Then apart from that, we are having Shantiniketana project. Like that, there are the different projects were developed before the independence to alleviate the poverty in the rural area before the independence, and even after the independence. Again, we got the first ever community program in the sense of the community development program, then National Extension Services, then we got the IRDP, IAAP, then DPAP, TRICEP, Dwakara are the best example to define some kind of extension program. So in this cases, we are having some methods for evaluating how the program is meeting the beneficiaries in the rural area. Then we are having the socio-economic survey and status of the big farmers, small and marginal farmers, and also the landless agricultural laborers here. Right? See, in this cases, we are having some kind of the criteria to classify the large, small and marginal farmers according to the government initiatives are taken to improve the welfare conditions among the community. Then we are having the training program for the extension workers, then role of the Krishi Vijnana Kendra in the dissemination of the technology in the rural area. Then we are having the syllabus we called as non-governmental organization and self-help group approach for the rural development, because they are also one of the social organizations for empowering the rural society. Okay, see, these are the things we will be discussing in the classes. One is the formal and informal education, the mandates of the ICAR. So in the ICAR, we are having three mandates. One is the conducting the extension activities. Another is the conducting the education by the State Agriculture University. Another is the research. Another is the research. So these are the three mandates we have in the case of the ICAR. Then we are having the extension teaching method. Teaching method matlab we are having different teaching methods. Some are the written based, some are the oral based, some are the spoken form, some are the mass demonstration, some are the individual demonstration, some are the method demonstration, result demonstration, front-end demonstration. Like that, there are the different type of the demonstration are available in the teaching method. In that case, there is a dissemination of the knowledge can be possible from the extension worker to the audience can be possibilities. Then we are having the role of the Krishi Vijnana Kendra, NGO, then self-help group approach for the rural development, then extension program planning, the training and visit system, demonstration matlab we said some of the method demonstration, some of the results, some of the front-end demonstrations can be possible. Role of the Grama Sabha in the rural development, then Atma, agriculture technology, the management agency, then status of the small and marginal farmers, role of the microfinance in the rural development, then broad based extension system, or sometimes it is also called as the farmer first approach, the first approach for making the innovations in the agriculture, then training program for the extension worker, Kisan call center, and extension program before the independence and after the independence. See, these are the topics are taken in the classes from the agriculture extension, right? Apart from that, the paper one, see, we don't have any syllabus of the emerging concepts in the agriculture, but it is all about current affairs. Whatever the topics we are getting in the newspaper, like we are having contract farming, right? So there is the agreement between the two parties to produce and supply the goods. According to that, we can expect the one question from the contract farming in the paper one. Another is the sustainable agriculture. The sustainable agriculture is a more of carrying the capacity of the resource, carrying the capacity of the present resource for the future generation, right? Sometimes it is also called as eco farming we say. Another is the high tech agriculture, right? So high tech agriculture. Another is the role of the ICT in the agriculture. When there is a more role of the ICT in agriculture, right, there is a third green revolution. Third green revolution can be possible. Another is that we are having the precision farming, the vertical farming, aeroponics, hydroponics, the bonsai culture, agriculture modeling, role of the ICAR, Indian Meteorological Department in the agriculture, the farm wealth, farmer suicide, and we are having the syllabus we called as conservation tillage, zero tillage, integrated farming system, food park, agro export zones, value addition, food processing, commodity market. Commodity market matlab some are the future markets, some are the forward markets we have. Then Sri method, system of the rice intensification method in the case of the rice cultivation. There we are using the less water compared to the conventional paddy cultivation. Another is the biochar farming. See, these are the some newspaper based topics will be there. So again, minimum 3 to 4 questions we can expect from the emerging issues in the agriculture. So that is also part of the paper 186. See, so these are the basic things we have in the paper 1. So that's mean we say that so in the paper 1, these are the basic subjects we said. One is the ecology and environment, another is the agroforestry, another is the weed management, another is the dryland agriculture, irrigation, farm management, agriculture marketing, extension, soil science and technology, another is the emerging concepts in the agriculture and package of the practices for the agronomy crops here. So these are the basic anatomy we have in the paper 1 in the agriculture. So totally we are having the 8 questions, right? We are having the 8 questions. Out of the 8 questions, we need to attempt the 5 questions. That means question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. Remaining 3 questions, we need to attempt either in the section A or section B. That is the nature we have. And within 3 hours, we need to attempt the 19 questions. We need to attempt the 19 questions in the 3 hours we have. So these are the basic structure we have in the case of the paper 180. Okay. Right. So these are the few things we have in the case of the paper 1, and in the next session we will continue with the paper 2. Thank you.